Alien captains choose human repair bays. Here's why, Captain. Zethtar of the Galactic Commerce Guild had seen every repair facility from the crystal docks of Vega Prime to the biomechanical workshops of the Hive worlds. His ship, the Stellar Negotiator, bore scars from countless hyperspace jumps and asteroid field navigations. Yet here he was, for the third time this cycle, pulling into Repair Bay 7 of Luna Station, a human facility orbiting Earth's moon. The irony wasn't lost on him. Humans had joined the galactic community barely 50 standard years ago, their technology primitive by most species standards. They still used metal alloys when the rest of the galaxy had moved to programmable matter. Their computers ran on silicon chips while others had evolved to quantum consciousness networks. By all logical measures, their repair bays should have been laughably inadequate. So why was every berth occupied by ships from across the galaxy? "Welcome back, Captain Zethtar," came the cheerful voice of Chief Engineer Sarah Chen through the comm system. "What can we do for you today?" Zethtar's mandibles clicked in what his species considered a smile. "The usual, Engineer Chen. My hyperdrive core is running at 73% efficiency, and my navigation array has been glitching since the Proxima run." "Understood. Bay 7 is prepped and ready. Dock when you're comfortable." As the Stellar Negotiator settled into the repair cradle, Zethtar reflected on his first visit to Luna Station. He'd come here reluctantly, only because every other facility in the sector was booked solid. The Crystalline Collective's repair stations were renowned for their precision, but their 6-month waiting list was impossible. The Technosynthesist Union could rebuild a ship from raw atoms, but their costs were astronomical. Desperation had driven him to try the humans. That first experience had been educational. Engineer Chen met him at the airlock, tablet in hand and a curious gleam in her eyes. Unlike other species who would run diagnostics and quote standard procedures, she had asked an unusual question. "What's your ship been through lately?" Zethtar had found himself describing not just the technical issues, but the circumstances that led to them, the emergency maneuvers through the nebula of echoing sorrows, the overloaded cargo run to the Outer Rim territories, the way his ship had performed during the rescue operation at Kepler Station. Chen had listened intently, occasionally asking follow-up questions that seemed oddly personal. How did she handle the stress? Did you notice any vibrations during the tight turns? What about the way the hyperdrive engaged, smooth or hesitant? At first, Zethtar had thought the human was simply inexperienced, trying to gather information she should have gleaned from standard scans. But as Chen and her team worked, he began to understand something profound about human methodology. Where other species saw a hyperdrive core, humans saw the heart of a ship. Where others identified a navigation array malfunction, humans diagnosed a ship that had been pushed beyond its comfort zone and needed reassurance. They didn't just repair components, they healed vessels. Chen's team had discovered something the crystalline diagnostic systems had missed entirely: a microscopic stress fracture in the ship's superstructure that was causing harmonic resonance throughout the navigation system. But instead of simply patching it, they had traced the fracture's origin to an imbalanced thruster configuration that had been compensating for a problem that no longer existed. "Your ship was favoring her port side," Chen had explained, running her hand along the hull plating with something approaching affection, probably from some old damage that got repaired but never recalibrated. "She's been flying crooked for years, wearing herself out trying to stay straight. The humans hadn't just fixed the fracture, they had recalibrated everything, taught the ship to fly true again." When Zethtar departed, the Stellar Negotiator moved through space with a grace he hadn't felt in decades. Now, watching Chen's team swarm over his ship, Zethtar observed what made human repair bays unique. Engineer Rodriguez was arguing with the computer about optimal plasma flow rates, and apparently winning. Technician Kim was literally listening to the hyperdrive core with an ancient acoustic instrument, diagnosing problems by sound. And Chen herself was crawling through access tunnels, checking connections by touch rather than scanner. "We've got your hyperdrive efficiency back up to 97%, Chen announced hours later, her coveralls stained with lubricants and her hair escaping its tie. "The navigation glitch was actually a communication lag between your main computer and the sensor array. Your ship's been hesitating because she wasn't sure what she was seeing." "How did you determine that?" Zethtar asked. Chen grinned. "When you've been working with machines long enough, You start to recognize their personalities. Your ship is cautious, she'd rather double-check than make a mistake. Most species would override that and force faster processing. We just gave her better tools to be confident in her decisions. As Zethtar prepared to depart, he noticed something in the adjacent bay. Captain Villari of the Hegemony Fleet, a species known for their technological superiority and general disdain for primitive races, was personally thanking a human technician for work on her flagship. The humans understand something we forgot, Villari explained when Zethtar approached. They remember that ships aren't just machines, they're partners. Other repair facilities optimize performance parameters. Humans restore relationships. Zethtar nodded, understanding finally crystallizing. The crystalline collective had perfect precision but no intuition. The technosynthesists had unlimited capability but no empathy. The humans had something far more valuable. They treated every ship as if it were alive, every repair as if it were surgery, every maintenance cycle as if it were physical therapy. They didn't just fix things, they made them whole. As the stellar negotiator glided away from Luna Station, her engines humming with renewed vigor, Zethtar was already scheduling his next maintenance appointment. Other species might have superior technology, but humans had something irreplaceable. They cared. And in a galaxy full of sterile efficiency, sometimes caring was the most advanced technology of all. Behind him, Luna Station continued its work, bay after bay filled with vessels from across the known galaxy, all seeking the peculiar magic that only human hands could provide. Not because humans were the most advanced species, but because they understood that the relationship between pilot and ship was sacred and worth preserving.